perfectly handling these spawns, every single hill in another clean rotation. That is a P3 that they just virtually got a full 60 on, and they're set up for new.
Through the top. Here comes Surge. Break attempt number 1. They've got plenty of damage in, but Scrap will live to fight another day. A trophy to his name as well, and now a hail of gunfire from the LA Thieves. Going to keep the hard point in their hands.
Y'all
Last man
motherfuckers
left
challenging
alive,
off the
Neptune.
kitchen.
Can he make anything happen?
Insane, bro.
Yo, someone come to time. Someone come to time.
Left on me.
Really
Weak left.
I'll get your left. I'll get your left.
P1 nerd. Deep left.
Could be patio. Spawn. Could be patio. Go forward, that P1.
Patio.
Left. Paco, left.
Go to the back, Sugar. Go to the back. I got something. Stay alive. I got him.
Dead.
Yo, they're gonna
No, in. I had the front. I need a bed. One off a streak here. Everyone go. Patio in the back.
One shot. Absolute. Nice.
They have to bang this.
Rocks on me. Weak.
Rocks one shot. Absolute. Yo, come top mid. I'm already top home. These guys got the ball. Let's go left and mid. On new top T. Listen, there are 2 top mid.
On you weak. Awful.
On new one shot. I'm Rocks that. Yo, there's 2 top mid still. One time. Piano dead. Child in between. I'm blocking.
I have it. It's stone, boss.
There's one on the stone steps. I blocked right there. Ivy Rocks. Hope you're better.
Top mid. No, 2 top mid.
We found ourselves here
I
a few
knew I'll
times
tap
before,
after seeing
ladies
this
and
map. I
gentlemen.
don't even
Hydra
feel
with
this
another
bad about
spree
last
to
night,
close
bro.
out the map, the LA Thieves.
This
An
nigga
incredibly
from
dominant
13
display
to
on
31.
Skyline to start their tournament.
I mean, damn, our bad, Vancouver. We didn't mean to hit you like that for the listening where y'all just got disrespected immediately. That's painful. I mean, you saw Troy Center, by the way, when we were doing the walkouts, right before his team sat down, he belted out a Warriors roar just to hype his squad up, and they're keeping the energy flowing. LA Thieves have acknowledged it. One of the biggest problems they have had this year, Major 1, Major 2, slow starts. We are on a Friday. We are having a quicker tournament. You cannot afford a slow start, and by God, LA Thieves did not let that happen. I don't know what that experience is like for Vancouver. You've lost this team 5 times. They have your number. You're preparing for this for the past week since qualifiers ended. This is all you're thinking about on the travel days, on the plane, in scrims. You're building yourself up to get beat down like that.
And that's a tough one. 250, 103, a quick skyline there. A tough stat line for the Vancouver Surge players, and maybe an even tougher one for the fans. Their old rivals, the Thieves, who have yet to get a lick in. Highlights, folks, as we look across this one, and it is going to be a very red affair.
Yeah, and it is Ghosty, quite literally ripping and roaring off the jump. I mean, double-digit kills by P2 is clinically absurd. It's like he's shooting bots in a 5v5, but now he's just able to sort of roll through, and then everybody else started picking up. We have Scrap unkillable over towards P1, Envoy, multiple pieces. You had Hydra spawn killing so effectively, he didn't realize they would just keep spawning there. I mean, yeah, that is a well-oiled machine. And look at the score here, 129 and 91. It was a close game until it absolutely wasn't.
Even with a minor mishap of Hydra, maybe Messi respawns a little too much, the team still managed to bounce back so quickly. You had one wave of players to deal with from Surge, and they couldn't get anything going whatsoever. 1v1 fights being won in a dramatic fashion. The Thieves seemingly unkillable as these final moments from Hydra again. The awareness was not there on point. That was essentially the whole team taken out by Hydra alone.
Yeah, and I mean, we're watching like different players sort of get hot as time goes on. Started with Ghosty, Scraps there for the follow-up, then Envoy starts picking up pieces, and now Hydra gets to wake up before we go into map 2. Yeah, that is as painful gets. The only time Vancouver Surge against LA Thieves have gone the distance is when they win the map 1s. I think LA Thieves might have been the team that put in a little bit of extra work to make sure that does not happen.
Yeah, Skyline, a wicked start for the Thieves. We'll see how the rest of this matchup goes here in winners round 1. But if you're Vancouver Surge right now, you're thinking about that search and destroy, because again, when we get to Hacienda, as the way of things have played out throughout the league since this year started, the LA Thieves seemingly unbeatable in the mode. That middle of the map is going to be a tough one. Sending out, getting the boys ready for that search and destroy.
Yep, one of the best coaches we have in the CDL without question. And again, no lack of passion, no lack of hype. And it is an interesting dynamic. Sender's had a few different rosters he's working with. He's brought the wall bangs to this team. The nerdy S&D strats, he has been the purveyor of them. And yes, permaturnt Troy and is ready to go, but while he's off the stage, well, his players certainly ripping and ready to go. A dealership to try to bounce back. But a very small, tight-knit, close quarters map. Vancouver Surge have looked phenomenal on it, but both of their SMG players in map 1 win a combined double negative. They got to figure things out quick.
Well, Search and Destroy, a place they can figure things out. We've seen them have great success here, but again, against the Thieves, round 11 in Major 3 Grand Finals, a very, very difficult spot to be in. You test their sort of resolve and their composure, and this is only winners round 1, so what you don't want for the rest of the tournament is the Vancouver Surge flying through the lower bracket. That is seriously going to hurt, and again, down there, a couple of teams still with champs on their mind.
I think you do want Vancouver Surge it because you don't want LA Thieves. Like, you know, it's
pick
a
your
pick
poison.
your poison. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to die at some point. But we, you know, memento mori ourselves in the CDL for dealership. We know it's going to be an explosive time.
Quite literally, folks. Scrap the little animal here on Search and Destroy.
See how this Surge goes,
1.26
bro.
overall, just shy of halfway winning all of his opening duels, but that's not going to slow him down whatsoever.
And I've seen a little bit of chatter about Scrap, about how he doesn't get enough gas, about talking about how good he is, how consistent this and that, because he is having a meteoric season, extremely consistent. And I feel like the reason he doesn't get the gas is because everybody in the league just accepts, yes, he's absolutely that good.
In about 2, we fly, and Abuza's going to make his way over towards the A-bomb site, where he will be met with trouble. Envoy, another first blood. The bomb now identified. Neptune's going to keep that place well alive. That bomb will be recovered, and we will be on the move once again. Thieves moving in for the kill.
Everywhere you go, you die. And Abuza, we know, is the lethal threat over towards A.
still
For him to get
doable, but they can
eliminated
catch
is
him
a
on by
massive
himself,
tool
but
Surge no longer
he just
have. And
pushed back.
now they're reading the
Other
setup.
guys
They've
are
cleared out the
already
B
in the
site.
fight,
You got
so
Scrap rotating over to
he's
cover
not
mid,
ahead,
and they
bro.
know the
Fuck off,
only
just
thing
like
open
run,
is A.
run.
Vancouver Surge, that's exactly where they
Run.
are.
Scrap has
fucking-
multiple options how he wants to attack this A site. So the inside of the vent for now. That's a problem. You do not look both ways. Nasty slide. Nobody get a second though. Thieves start fast, close it out quick.
And again, mentioned Vancouver Surge,
Do it
well,
fast and
dealership,
do it
Abuza,
together.
the prime guy over towards A. On the offensive and defensive end, he has been ridiculously consistent on the map. He gets eliminated 5 seconds into the round, and then we jump over to the action on the flip side. Envoy shuts it down over towards B. Everybody for LA Thieves right now delivering.
Yeah, it feels like the Thieves' individual fights. There's not a huge amount of contest in them. It's more like catching these members of Surge unaware on the rotation, out of the threshold, maybe from a bad angle. If they slow their game
They
down
need to
a
put
tiny
these
bit, they might be able to
motherfuckers
catch
back
up,
in
but
boots too.
so far, so good for the LA Thieves.
See if they have something cooked up for Abuza. You know what spot he's going to be playing. And here come the nades. We'll see if they connect. I don't see any trophies. It looks like they just missed, and that'll give Neptune the first blood.
That's a nice first blood, but it's not going to stop the bomb clock.
Bro, the turn
Envoy
up
getting that
there.
one down. Pop checks there, enough to pass the intel for Scrap to find the kill on the Nasty. The trade's now flying over. Ghosty finds himself in a great spot, but Envoy plants the bomb, finds the final kill. Thieves, 2 in a row.
Yeah, in a round that took less than 30 seconds. These are blink and you miss it. And once again, I mean, Abuza, lethal threat on that section of the map. The pre-nades don't connect with them. Ghosty still gets the drop. So even when you dodge the initial strat rolling through from LA Thieves and you get the first blood, for Vancouver, the round collapses either way.
Nervous tension starting to kick in here for the Vancouver Surge players, because again, had a tough run of this matchup so far, unable to find any success in this Search and Destroy so far. Back over towards A we go. Not a huge amount of force shown here from the LA Thieves, but plenty of time yet for that. Here come the nades.
Still got to worry about the vent though. Hydra, he is prowling, waiting in position. The bomb does get planted.
As long as
He
you're
is
aware of the
eking his way
vent,
out for the
bro.
first blood. A dangerous game, but he finds it.
Oh, and he's going to get away with his life as well. The back pedal safely
You got
away.
two
The health
motherfuckers up front.
regen.
You can't
A
let
man
that
advantage and
vent
now
go.
a perfect flank. A literally perfect flank. Another round where Surge have
I'm
fallen
telling you,
prey
bro.
to the vent hit. Thieves are speed running the Search and Destroy.
Yes, we are at exactly 2 minutes of in-game time right now for the dealership, and we might be halfway to completion. This is as quick gets, and every single round for LA Thieves dialed
If
in,
bomb is
calculated,
planted,
and a
bro,
moment for Hydra in the
two
vent where you
motherfuckers
feel like
in
if
the
you're
front.
Vancouver, you
Two
have to trade
motherfuckers
him
in
out.
the back.
There was no hope
Last
that
guy
Ghosty
better
had
be
him
looking
covered.
at
Got the
flank.
kill on 04
The
over by
other
the
guy,
vehicles.
you know they got that
this is
shit
everything
covered,
going
so
right.
they
Pulled
got
the intention as well, so no one is even
Just
there.
look
You
at-
lost a man in
look
the
at
initial
that vent,
gunfight,
bro.
and then you don't have anyone to help watch that. So much noise coming from the spawn. Vancouver have yet to get themselves any kind of footing here. Can we get a little bit of purchase here in round 4? The Thieves, Ghosty is yet to die. I mean, he had a great map 1, and he is sending it all the way into this. And there is his 4th in a row.
Good try. I mean, that was the strat LA Thieves use against you. You try to steal a play out of their book, and you get cooked.
Hydra on the dance, still roaming around. There isn't going to be a whole lot shown here. Again, Vancouver Surge. Retreat back over towards B. The lone man on A. We'll see where the fight takes place. O4 gets the trade through. Nasty now maneuvering in a position for Hydra. Are we winding up for the haymaker? The bomb planted now. Vancouver Surge. 3 members to take down and the defuse.
And they're so trapped in. Scrap is taking all the space. They're just in a kill box, and there they go. Demoralizing and devastating is this map in this series right now for Vancouver. If you lose in this kind of fashion, it might be hopeless in the matchup for the rest of the year.
And this is as good as it could possibly get right now for the LA Thieves, folks. They certainly had a good sleep last night. They've woken up on the right side of the bed. Vancouver Surge, we might see their tournament start in losers round 1.
I mean, yeah, by the looks of it, this is not remotely close. This is just testing LA Thieves' ability to play perfect Call of Duty. And honestly,
I mean, hey,
even on the skyline, so far so good.
It's pretty perfect.
Go
back to Old Faithful. 4 men hit towards A. We're going to get anything here. The cars are popping. We've got a little bit of intel from our stuns. Hydra. Go! 4 just holds it down. A trade. Oh, and a team kill. Wait a minute. A gift from the COD gods. Envoy left alone. Welcome back, Vancouver Surge.
There we go, baby. Fight back. Love to see it. And all what it took was a teammate rolling through from LA Thieves. Just help them out a little bit. There you go. Be good friends.
Yeah, Ghosty a little too voracious towards that A-bomb site. A little bit of friendly fire in the form of a grenade. Again, all those cars explode for the new viewers at home. Yeah, very, very dangerous indeed. And now, with that 1 round under your belt, can you get another?
And just in case, you know, COD fans, we exist in a sort of different speed than the rest of the world at times. I feel like this has only been 3 minutes and 12 seconds of in-game time. We're 5 rounds deep. So this has been blink and you miss it. And LA Thieves not wasting any time. Back to attacking the A site. Neptune and Abuza here for defense.
The fastest rounds of games of Search and Destroy we may see, but right now, Surge have yet to be blooded. This is typically what happens. It's a lot quicker than this prior, so you've already got yourself a little moment for the Thieves to possibly make a mistake. And will put their resolve to the test. Here comes the Surge reinforcements through the middle of the map. Hydra onto the flank.
On the flank, bro.
And they're forcing it through, and they're getting it. Another first blood for LA.
That is still Envoy holding this position.
He
could go for it. Yeah, now he's got the numbers advantage. He's got the hit point advantage, and he's got the kill. A trade in position. Oh, and the movement is there. The camaraderie from the Thieves. They get it done. It's all onto Nasty. Can he clutch the 1v2?
Hell no.
What do you think?
Number 5 could have been on the
gets
flank
caught
for like 10
immediately.
seconds,
LA
bro.
Thieves do not waste any time. There's no point of even watching the attempt. The teamwork there too clean. Abuja was able to give you 2 in that round, or maybe him and Nasty got to pick a piece with the ARs, but they still give out. They are still struggling to find a first blood. That is now 5 out of the 6 first bloods in favor of LA in the only round that they have lost. They had a team kill in the middle of it.
Oh, Thieves. Map point to go 2-0 up in the series. Everyone in position for this one. Going into the half, not what you want to see. The Thieves. This is one of the most decisive and dominant victories. A perfect read on the B hit. The opening gunfights are not going the way of Surge. Backed up.
Run the other way,
being thrown at them. The kitchen sink might have just hit 0-4.
I mean, they're trying to square though. Vancouver Surge are here.
Yeah, but
And funnily enough, it's LA Thieves that actually back down and sort of re-give up the space. Now, Scrap is still shooting. He's got Envoy to work with, but Vancouver Surge could 3v2 to try to take over the site, but they feel the fear. They're backing down.
Can they get a pick? Can they get a kill without being traded? RC making its way down the 8th Street. What a win from 0-4. Finally tags Hydra back. Man advantage.
Hey, first blood, you have to
ain't
deliver
that
in these
bitch,
rounds.
bro. I don't understand this shit, bro.
Forward now. 2 1v1s separately, but Surge, they've got the advantage here with the man. Numbers, Neptune in and out like a light. Envoy can't pick up the back line. Surge finally finds some success. And that B-bomb site has got their name all over it. Ghosty 1v3. 1v2.
It's possible, no.
And here we go. The plot armor. donned by the LA Thieves. Let's see if it's a real thing or not.
Ghosty is good for maybe 2 or 3 ridiculous clutches per year.
Great read here from the shoulders being thrown.
Oh!
The
He
chances
would've
of
been
getting away
fucked
from that
anyways,
fight are
though. He
slim
slid
to
in
none
too
with
much.
0-4 that close. But a worthy attempt.
In my opinion.
That's ridiculous. That's how good cameraing is in Call of Duty. The fact that Ghosty
Even if he
pre-fired
was
that,
down
had
on
the
the
perfect
window,
aim on the
it's
shots
okay.
as well. But yeah, just nasty with the movement, able to pop up over that little ledge, at least from a distance. A nice bailout round there. 0-4, ton of credit. Gets the clean first blood, respecting the presence on the B side of LA Thieves, making the adjustment, and just hard reading the corner. A fun round to get, but for Vancouver, gonna need 4 more.
Also really liked what I saw there from Vancouver in general. A lot of patient play, lovely trades, lovely teams like bait switching. Here we go. Trades are there, but you're going to be winning it if you're coming out as the Thieves. And oh boy, wins another insane 1v1. A boozer. The hopes of the team here in the map lie on your shoulders.
And Abuza was absurdly clutch in the W3. This game has not been as kind.
That is it. A slaughter, a crushing victory from the LA Thieves.
Think I might have to
It did
bring
not
that
look
bitch
anything
up.
like the grand final at Major 3. Thieves come out and clean dispatch in the first 2 maps.
There is not even a way to pretend that that was remotely close. That is as good as it gets. And now this is the situation. Obviously, LA Thieves, they're good in every game mode. Great in hardpoint. Clearly good in search and destroy.
But
control is their bread and butter, where they have one of the best, like, mode records of all time. Like an 83% win rate in this game mode. If you're down to
Throwaway advantages.
See, that's why I like 2 matches going on at the same time. One's over, put them to the other one.
Your job is simply not to die. You want that objective to go down before you even cross that mid-map area.
Can't hear shit though.
And then they get the read that you're already putting pressure in towards courtyard. It's an easy retake there for Miami. Nero just has to value his life a little bit more there with Minnesota banking on that first blood. Because usually when they get the first blood,
You know, Cap already watched this match low key, but putting the audio's ass. Okay, we hear something.
Round 1, it doesn't work out.
Here comes Miami. One of the things that I love about them on this offensive side in particular is their ability to scale deep in towards bomb sites, and you can already see Real is working on that, playing one of the
Now you see that? Look,
in front of
2 people, one's playing. Nobody's watching the event as of right now.
Real takes care of the
Well, you
solo
got
defender
one
and Kenny on
person
the back
watching
of
the
site,
play.
and now you've got a
So
4v3 post plant. That's going to be so difficult for Minnesota to break down.
How many stuns and nades do they have to try to retake this with a little bit easier of an approach? It's already been 15 seconds knocked down. They know that Miami are fully set up around the site.
these are trades are there, so
Real last man standing in Miami quickly up 2-0.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think a lot of teams could learn from, you know, in terms of those that don't necessarily have this map in the back pocket, is how Miami are so convincing, and I would just say so quick, to not just take a site, but to do so with such convincing nature that they can get someone further past where the bomb site is. And that doesn't just mean the A site. They do it on B better than just about any other team in the league as well. So there's a lot of things to be learned about this Miami team. The only team to really kind of best them, I think, in terms of overarching strategy was how LA just kind of had the rock, paper, scissors matchup against them back in Boca Raton.
Miami is one of them sleeper teams right now.
Aggressive over towards Arches, trades are out,
Yeah,
7
I
seconds
feel
to turn the
bad for
tides,
Kenny,
but
but I
keep your
think-
eye on your bomb carrier. Nero has already got some space to
I
work
think
over
this might
towards
be
it, but he can
Raps.
just stay alive.
Yeah, Kenny's going to try to isolate onto this gunfight and is able to get out of dodge. So makes it a 2v2. A minute to work with. Both players are currently spread on their setup. Kenny knows that this potentially could be going into the courtyard. Going to get knocked down to 1 shot and commit on the gunfight. Now it's Nero left in a 1v2.
And he's just stuck. The only thing he's got going for him
He
is that
can do
no
it,
one
bro.
has seen him yet this round. So he may
Nah,
be
he
able to
coming
surprise
back.
this Miami defense.
One's
but
coming back. He can
they're
catch
being
this
proactive
motherfucker off
by
guard.
playing
You gotta
some
do it
pretty
right now.
safe angles, and now Nero will be known. And wow, quick little reach out comes through. 1v1 win is there, and Miami are off to the races. 3-0 up, and nothing is stopping them.
Yeah, the best teams at dealership are the teams that initially shut down that B push. And if Miami are going to
Motherfucker
consistently
slid
stack
into
over
the
towards
door.
courtyard, you're just going to run right into them. Defenses for them are going to be very, very easy. You have to get a read on where the pressure's coming in. Potentially to try to work your way over towards A, because once those gunfights go down, they have the preferred spots on the defensive end.
keep the camera on real.
Search and destroy can currently do no wrong.
Yeah. And now how about this? Different look through mid. Minnesota
Damn.
have gotten aggressive through the A site. Kenny, oh, good pick. Able to see Riel and then finish him before he can get to cover behind the desk. So Metals has to vacate mid. Rencor, I think, has seen a couple of players on the cross.
Go,
And again, this is what I love about Miami. Look how far forward he gets Gio by surprise, not fully. We'll just stun him away, hook up a nade, and just try to stay alive here at the mid shack.
Yeah, but now if you're Rocker, you know that you have to trap them over towards the courtyard side. Let's just try to commit on these gunfights. Nero gets caught.
That bitch now.
No one's there to play for the trade. So now the bomb is going to get planted. It's 3v3.
I cannot believe that Estriel did not try to peek window at the exact same time as that first chow comes
no.
through. And now Rencor's found another, and the post plant can start to be a little bit more safe, but Estriel and Gio do find the picks that they need. It's going to make Super have to play quickly, and Estriel will find him at mid, allowing Minnesota to get their first pick on the board.
That's a big round there for Rocker.
Yeah, he needed that.
Blood. You almost allowed Rencor to bring it back for Miami to have the advantage, but thankfully Estriel with that SMG in hand was still roaming around the mid-map area, wins his first one.
Destroy in particular.
And then the 2v1 is prepared for Super to play on that wrap. Catches him slipping. Rocker stands strong on the defense to secure their first round. But now they need to figure out their attacking approach because you're going over towards B and Miami are meeting you. That hasn't worked out. Probably got to switch those heads.
This is a massive map.
Thanks, Nameless. Nero. Over towards the middle of the map.
This is a massive map.
Thanks, Nameless.
But Gio is going to put himself in position to at least catch Real. It's just more players on the side of Miami in a position to play the trade. Still a man up for Miami.
Kenny, another tough battle for him. Just thought he had the beat on Rencor, not the case. Nero trying to make his way around the back. Miami are aware that this is a possibility, and they deal with it quickly. Another one of those rounds where it just does not make a difference about the first blood battle. Miami just so good at recovering and putting themselves into a position, even when the three-man setup, just never allow Minnesota to find another elimination.
They're just picking them apart one by one. You think you're able to isolate onto a player on Miami? No, there's someone right next to him playing for the trade. So they're always putting themselves in a numbers advantage. And we're able to stop the bleeding, take the advantage again, up by 3. We'll need 2 rounds to close out this search and destroy, go back on the attack. Minnesota needs to be able to stand strong here. You cannot go down 5-1. You need this defense.
Yeah, it just has to be something that isn't just a win, but it needs to be convincing enough to change the narrative, change the trends, find something that we can do. Start talking about how Minnesota can pull this one back. Gio's able to find one with the car exploding. Metals though in the back side of it's going to double up, and another one still maybe to come as Estriel has shown himself quick to try to push out of that as Real, but gets caught just in the nick of time by Nero. But in the end, it still does not make a difference. Miami continue to thrive in these low number situations.
Hey, man, the good start for Miami allows them to earn a Hurley Hellstorm. That's what forces all of Minnesota Rocker in towards the garage. That's what gives the space for Miami to push right through that A site and take all that space away. And even though the first blood went in favor of Rocker, Metal's in a perfect position to put the numbers instantly on their side. You're at game point. Minnesota desperately are trying to rally themselves back into this search and destroy, but Miami are not giving them any breathing.
Like, bro, put that music up. Like,
We'll enjoy the sultry sounds of the CDL music as we get into round
the production
number
is
7.
fucking nuts, bro.
Metals on 3 in a row, trying to play the front door. Delayed nades from Minnesota. Going to push Metals out of the
motherfuckers
formation
that
for now,
actually
but
care
it's not
about it,
helping.
bro.
Again, Minnesota cannot get over to Arches. They're still stuck here in this crossfire setup.
I
And now
knew
Metals,
that.
he's able to get a little bit of support
it's
to stay alive front side Arches, but Kenny, once again, good first blood. Minnesota have to follow up on this.
How do they play this now? They have the
Hey,
man
my
advantage.
ass
Just gonna
off,
slide
bro.
around into the
Stop
B site, and Real in the perfect position to find a double. Makes it a 2v2 with Nero finding a trade, but now it's all up to Nero.
But it's another moment where it's just like Minnesota are waiting for that play through middle, and Nero's just not in position to follow up with the right timing. So now he's in a 1v2. He's seen both members, but it doesn't matter.
We seen the
And
guy in the back.
legitimately,
We
just
seen
the
that guy in
coordination
the
for
false
Minnesota
VC, bro.
is just so off kilter. And when we're trusting timing from this mid-window play, and it's just not enough. Another first blood goes completely awry. This time it's Real who counteracts the initial first blood effort, and it's Super who packs the final punch. The segment
of life. Get them out into spawn, and now get them into B.
Yeah, it's such a tough moment for 04. How much do you want to go back and help your teammates out, or do you need to force them through the zone? 21 seconds paused on the clock, and it's a single capture, and 04 is completely surrounded, dead to rights. He can't get any degree of help because Vancouver Surge can't make it through their spawn.
He was all alone, but the rest of the boys now show up. A slight disconnect there, and 13 seconds. Oh boy. Oh, what in the wall hack? He saw the barrel. That's not a problem. Neptune finds a big one there, but you got to go on time. Not going to happen, folks. This round is done. Shout out the LA Thieves for a real solid grip there on defense.
I mean, this is an impeccable series right now from LA Thieves. Nearly flawless. They had one round in S&D they wish they could have gotten back. Maybe a single hill that they could tune up stuff a little bit on the skyline, but ultimately, I mean, it's perfect Call of Duty. This team right now, it is as good as it gets.
Definitely is.
Goes to 8-2. He is having a brilliant series so
I
far.
just don't know, bro. I got them against FaZe, bro. I mean, I got FaZe against them.
Really going his way as well.
Let's see how FaZe does in
Off to
these.
a dangerous start. He joined Scrap in the high damage deals in that first round.
In my mind, the theme for this series has just been how quickly LA Thieves have been running them over. Round one, also as quick as you could realistically get it. Now we try their hand on an attack.
Okay, not a great start, but good work in the trades at the very least. You get one on the board. On board with Neptune on the other side here is he's going to find it, but again, it's the trade. And now it's the capture on towards A. So the LA Thieves doing everything right so far. Ghosty opens up the avenue now to push. Spawns real bad. 3 dead.
Yep, and who gets the joy? Hydra, the one that is able to spawn kill. Everybody else going to move towards his own.
Hydra once again, 3 spree. It's going to be a 4, but nice work. He's got a frag grenade to play slowly there in office, but picks his corner, stays alive. Oh no! Anyone there to get it? Yeah, sure. Trades are done. Ghosty now through 10. You're keeping this pressure on B halfway through the capture. The second segment is yours.
And if Hydra dies, that means now it is Ghosty's turn to spawn kill. And those two players down low.
Yeah, it's 4 spree, 12 is 3. Ghosty. He
Oh,
hoists
see,
a trophy last month and
LA
already
played
looks like a champion here at 12 and 3. What a run.
Killer confidence in Vancouver Surge, having to take a route through spawn, and Nasty every time we see him is having there's someone just sliding into guaranteed death.
Yep.
That's all 4 down, and Scrap, well, he wants his dope.
Bro.
He was looking for some spawners. He doesn't get them.
Not a chance. Well, Hydra's still going to get the capture here. Second segment of A gone. Anyone here stack it up. Almost going to slow down the attack. Only for a moment, but what a nade on a Ghosty. Oh, Nasty turns and finds the defensive play.
Damn.
All 4 Hoover. They're alive. Yeah, problem is there's 2 minutes on the clock and they got 12 lives left. And you got 04 is 2 and 9. He was 13 and 31 on map 1.
Uh-oh.
I mean, this is just make it stop.
Again, hurt real bad, folks. Vancouver's. Let's get some CPR going. Get that tourniquet applied. Let's move over towards A if we can. It's a one-man capture. Ghosty now fighting forward under the coverage of Scrap's pistol from way up high. Beautiful shots. Trade's done, and that should be the round. Ladies and gentlemen, last hits here from Neptune. Gunned up, taking care of business. We are 1 round away from one of the fastest series in the CDL history.
At 4 minutes of in-game time for the control, and I feel like, Vancouver, Abuza, there's nothing he can do but laugh. And this is an interesting moment. Miles, we could just pretend we're the desk for a second.
Yep.
Assuming Vancouver loses this
turn
series,
up. You gotta give
do
me
you
at
doubt
least
their ability to make a
7
bracket run?
kills as well.
Does this change your mind? You're you. You're just you.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah,
He's
same.
7
I feel
for
like
me, bro.
Vancouver still are going to be in like a good team in this tournament.
Yeah.
They've been great in stage 4, making improvements. LA Thieves, they are just that team. This is final form.
It's a really incredible and
Boy,
unfortunate
bro.
variable. It's a concoction that the Thieves have just put together that the Vancouver Surge can't digest. They
Shit
just
makes
struggle
shit worse.
so hard against them. 2-2
Always
off
goes
the
to
rip.
the
They've
rim,
lost
bro.
every gunfight. That's what I'm talking about. It's almost as if it's scripted, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, if it was, it'd be more engaging
Watching
than
this
that
shit
round
make
was.
my
My
stomach
good
hurt
God.
even
Well,
more,
4 spree
bro.
for Hydra.
Already
As he
had
fights his way
double
forward, that comes to an end. Neptune now battling in, and the 3-man hit through Lambo. Look at the guns up at the ready, though. Thieves, you gave up.
What
Is
a
there knife?
timing.
There is
What
a hip fire.
timing.
Neptune trying to drag the boys forward.
This is just such a slow crawl out of your spawn, though. Like, these are great reads and plays from Neptune. But the way Thieves are playing it, they're still just controlling the pace. Half of the round's game clock has been burnt out. Vancouver Surge have just now made it past the 50-yard line.
Being perfectly read in nearly every situation. And you are having ridiculous gunfights again. Nasty with a submachine gun in hand, trying to change the fate. They're being read like some sort of evil AI from a Mission Impossible film. And now Neptune and 04 get their respective kills and at least get on a B.
Or evil AI from current real-world times.
Well, we're getting a segment. We're getting a segment. Vancouver, this is not
that
over
bitch
yet,
landed right
boys.
in his lap.
Here comes the counter-attack envoy. Oh, red, but dealt with. Instant trade.
In a moment for LA Thieves where we see how good their comms are. Envoy's full sending it because he gets the one-shot comm, kills the right guy. They are completely dialed in. Listen, when we were sort of at the start of the year talking about super team pushing that narrative, you go to a game 7 round 11 phase like your first tournament and we go, yeah, this is the type of thing we meant. This team's looking great.
My boy got
bottom out of stage 2 and we go, okay, maybe the narrative was too far.
Oh my God.
This is what we meant when we were describing super team. This is all 4 players completely dialed in. And this might be the most perfect series we have had all year. And it's against Vancouver Surge, who have been back-to-back in grand finals, obliterated.
Perfect is one way to describe that series from the LA Thieves. They're walking around too, feeling pretty good about themselves, but I would wager that the next opponent they face, they might not have as perfect a game plan against. A mental block.
That boy Ghost still here trying
A little
to
bit of just bad aura. What is it? This matchup continues to be.
That's when you get that shit.
Teams in any given game, one of the hardest blowouts we have ever seen in call. I mean, that is ridiculous. What did they do wrong?
Honestly, you can see Vancouver Surge make it all.
Got 40K watching this and shit.
Hello everyone, this is Apex from Vitality, and today we have a special surprise for you. After a great win streak,
how the defending champions wanted to start their tournament.
We get to see the boys a little bit earlier.
And it's one thing if they do this to like a different team, but they literally just took back-to-back grand finalists out back to the barnyard.
Oh.
They walked them back, and it got
And the cows are mooing.
Yeah, the cows are mooing.
The cows have mooed. And
There's
the crowd has booed.
There's a lot of mooing going on. But, yeah, man.
It's giveaway time, folks. You already know we've got a lot of giveaways for you. It's our final major of the year.
Yeah,
First one, 0.38.
What they're saying.
Oh, God. That's one you forget. I mean, you'll never forget that. 0.38.
I will never forget. And I will never forget.
Code word Optic.
Chat, type Optic right now for your chance. Wait, what are we giving away? Oh, the Optic 2025 Reflex. That controller is fucking hot.
Scan that QR code. Use code SCUMP. Methods at checkout 5%. Get my controller or that one. Use code METHODS.
Please, that's a
Best
fucking...
of both worlds. It's my dog.
Okay. Love that, love that. Now, you know, to talk about one of the maps in this series, the dealership, okay? Like last time you played them, it was 6-1 in their favor, okay? What was something that you guys changed on that map? Because lately you look way more consistent than some of the last few reps on that.
Just making sure that we're actually watching VOD of what they're doing, making sure we design some good strats to counter them, and then also just make sure we're playing our own game.
Hey, there you go. That'll get it done right there, okay? And you know, lastly, let me ask you this though, okay? You know, your last 2 matches, you guys are looking real good. Real hot, most dominant team here. How you guys not get complacent here, knowing that everybody wants to take things off?
Just making sure that we come in every day with the same intensity, even if you feel a little tired, a little lethargic, drink your caffeine, get burned. Make sure you're just trying every day, 110%.
Hey, caffeine is good, but more important, stay hydrated, everybody, okay? Because water is good. What do you want to say to these fans out there who's been cheering for you guys and supporting you so far?
I appreciate
appreciate y'all. Y'all are the GOATs. Y'all are so damn loud. We appreciate it. And please check out the 100T booth down yonder over there. Please. Thank you.
You heard it here from Ghosty. Check out the booth, and that's going to do it for us on the stage. Chris, take us away.
That's right. If you want your signed Dan Ghosty gear, come see me. $100 per pop. I'll get you signed whatever you need. We got a legend here at the desk, winner of our very first $1 million tournament in Call of Duty. He goes by the name of Merc, and Merc, you saw this one coming.
Mental battle. I think, honestly, on two sides. For one, we're seeing a much, more confident Yossi. I think getting that first win under his belt is just going to smooth it out for him, right? That pressure Saturday, Sunday, he's going to only get better. And then on the other side for Surge, I just think you see these names in the lobby, who they're going against, and it's just over. If they don't win the first hard point, it just feels like they know they're going to lose.
Allie, I know you were trying to catch up. It was a bold pick on Vancouver, but history repeats itself. 7 maps in a row for LA Thieves. Let's take a look at their scuff play of the game, because this one came from map number 1. How many multi-kills, Nameless? All of them.
I mean, yeah, Ghosty kicked things off with this play right here. I mean, the kid was unbelievable. And to Joe's point, sometimes when you get that first championship, you just get this extra confidence, and it just validates everything that you've been doing and the way that you play Call of Duty. And you can see it for Ghosty, like, he's just free out there now finally, just making huge plays. And when he plays like that, they're going to thunderously beat anybody that's in front of them, and that's the result in this series. Surge is one of the better teams that we have in this league. They have been competing at a high level, and they just got cooked all 3 maps.
So now that Surge, they've been to back-to-back grand finals, right? They've done it through the winner's bracket both times. With them now starting in elimination round 1, what are expectations for this squad? Do they bounce back? Do they have enough in the tank to make it to a championship Sunday?
Yeah, I think no doubt. They're going to go down. I think they play Falcons. Like, they should be able to take care of that. Like, I think there's some teams they should absolutely beat. It will get, tougher around, like, losers round 3, but this is a team, I think there aren't many in our league that can beat them, especially that way.
We got a lot to talk about today, but the games keep rolling, so we're jumping in. This is B-Stream Live, game number 3. We are into control with Miami up 2-0. Let's take a look here at some of the big moments. Miami Heretics on match point. Minnesota, they are playing for their life at Champs, Allie.
Yeah, and I will say, on the bright side of things, Minnesota Rocker, you get Vault. This is going to be one of your better maps, but unfortunately, doesn't look like it's going to pay on the series right now, because it looks like Miami Heretics is doing a great job of defense. It's going to be a capture. They have 2 lives to work with outside of Minnesota Rocker, but they genuinely going to need more firepower. You're already looking at Super. He's sitting at 6 and 4 right now. You go to the flip side, the closest is going to be Kenny. Maybe it's going to be a takeover series for the Kylo camp.
All right, so break it down for me, Merc. You're looking in. You're a Minnesota fan. It's control. You're playing on Vault. Which of those 4 players?
Well, you already had like insane map number 1 from Nero, so I think you just look elsewhere. I think you need a team effort here to really get going. And again, they know the desperation. Like, here's the problem. They go down, they play a tough round 1 versus Boston, and then you probably have to play Surge, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to win this if you're Rocker.
Now, this series is literally everything. And, if you're able to muster up enough strength and win this map, you go into a red card. They have been sensational on the map. How many times have you seen Gio just popping off on a red card hard point? So, I mean, this map is truly everything. And, to Joe's point, like, you got to outplace Optic by, like, 2 places. And then some, maybe. Like, what are they down? 40 points? So, yeah, Minnesota.
3 places.
Yeah, 3 places. Yeah, so they're in an extremely tough spot. And to me, this match is everything. Could be this round.
Reverb City, ladies and gentlemen. This is game 3 in a best of 5. Minnesota needs the reverse sweep to stay alive in that winner's bracket. Make sure you check it out over on Bravo. And a reminder, here on the opening day of action, we have 5 matches each stream. Alpha and Bravo, youtube.com/COD League.
Yeah.
Open up 2 windows.
Yeah, I mean, this is the story of Minnesota's year right here. It's like, you have a life lead, you're in a good situation, and it just gets away from
Miami
you
is
so
just
quick.
so good at defense on Vault, dude. Especially, like, even in a hard point when it comes down to this P4, you get them on this side of the map, dude. It is so hard to work through it.
All right, Minnesota is looking 2 rounds away from dropping down. Where would they face off? Well, it would be against Boston, as Joe mentioned at the top of that elimination bracket. Surge knows they will be playing Falcons in elimination bracket later tonight. For now, we go to a break. We come back. The battles continue. Is Optic locking up their spot at Champs? Stay tuned to find out.
Hey, yo! Don't do that. Don't do that.
The Scuff Call of Duty
Don't
collection
do that.
is $30 off this weekend only. Visit scuff.
Don't do that shit, big homie. Fuck around and stole it. Fuck around, baby, you know it. Baby, you ain't the funny.
Second looking good as well, but there are 3 members down. Real, the last one left. They would actually keep themselves behind enemy lines here and could do some work to manipulate spawns. Now, Minnesota are trying to do the same thing on the other end of the spectrum, but not fully able to. And yeah, Real can just try to spam this one out, finds himself another kill, and actually creates an opportunity for Miami to jump onto B and get some damage done here.
And now Rencor is working his way on the flank through bottom R put. The door is going to be heard. Unfortunately for Gio, he's not able to find that kill. And now Miami at least pulls the defensive blocker on this side of the map to open up that A point. Second segment already locked. Nero trying to get something done through mid pillars is only able to take down one. Miami, as long as they just stay alive here, you should be able to close it out. But Minnesota fly on in, win every gunfight.
Well, if you don't like the lipstick,
yeah, 50
you got the
seconds to
receipt
play.
to the back.
Clock, the biggest ally right now for Minnesota. They do have a 1 life lead.
You got the receipt, take it back.
To be done here, as Miami are trying to feel out where exactly Minnesota Rockers defense has moved over to. Nero does get pushed out of the top hallways, and that's enough to actually allow
Gotta get it over with, baby.
And now you can capitalize
Gotta
on
get
this
it over
punching
with.
onto this A zone. 3 will drop. Metal's actually thinking, not even 1A. Let me get over to the B point here.
Oh my God.
Timing, trying to get the knife through, but then does it the more traditional way, and now has a sub to work with as the first tick at B is done.
Stack is still here, so the second segment.
Still no audio.
Gio's trying to get something done on the pinch, or at least draw the attention to set up Estria for the double. Miami right now only have 4 segments to their name, but that initial double kill through the middle of the map is going to allow them to have the numbers.
Wow.
They're going to be able to extend the time, and this is a crucial moment now if you're Rocket, because you have to stay alive in your spawn and iron up.
Yeah, I thought for a moment that Miami may have gotten caught being a little bit too cute with that transition with 4 dead over to B, but they saved the clock.
Yeah, I would've got that.
As Minnesota staying alive on the other front through and into B. Other elimination though onto Kenny. Creates some pressure on the overextension. It really is just Nero trying to deal with this, and he gets overwhelmed, and now Miami can once again put pressure on the zone.
And if you're Rencor, just being nuisance behind enemy lines, you already put yourself in towards the top side of Palace. You're also able to find the kill. A team kill
Let's
isn't going
go
to
to
help.
you know that motherfucker back there, bro. You
Off
need
of the
time,
respawn.
bro.
The double stack is here, and Miami are going to be able to close out the offense.
They want you to chase them. They're
And
wasting
this doesn't
time.
get more difficult now for Rocker. Down 0-2 in the series, down 0-2 in the control. Someone, it might be God, that needs to touch your shoulder for you to start to fight back in.
Oh, yeah.
What is it with this music, bro?
I'm not even sure what game that was we were just listening to right there. It sounded like Monster Hunter or something. Attack of the Dinosaurs. But the thing too is like, it's another moment you look at Miami, and I love the idea of the playbook developing a different layer of you get 4 down, and then all of a sudden you're through A onto B for pressure, because you can still trust that you're going to get that 3rd tick for the extra 60, even if time starts to run out. It's just, again, they're really elevating their gameplay. Good first blood coming through. Nero with the trade. Back on to
3-0, bro. Send them boys to losers. They don't want to win for real.
Has been outstanding because you're just leaving Minnesota on their toes at all.
They don't want to win for real.
Okay, they're showing a lot of kills in the middle of the map. Oh, but they hit the audible. Now they're at B. So now we have to overextend a little bit more to try to contest them. And they know exactly where we're coming from.
They don't want to.
They like a pro.
They don't want to win for real.
It's the Emmy-nominated esports agent crew.
Estamos formando morfos y fuéramos AC. Estoy aquí, baby. Estoy aquí, baby. Come on, Ramen. Wiki.
There's more than just the game on the line. It's like, you know, a lot more bragging rights.
I think the very first map is the most important map. If you go down that first map to Optic, chances are you're not going to win the series. I think they have like an over 90% win rate after they win the first map, so it just really comes down to that first map, I think.
When you go up 2-0, it's really hard to come back, and we're really good at sealing the deal and just closing the...
We've been practicing pretty hard and, you know, watching a lot of film and stuff like that, so I'm just fully confident we're going to walk away with the W.
I just feel like me as a man, I want to let that shit happen.
And there is snaking going on. Octane and Envoy have broken through. Finds the second one. The
This shit was insane, bro. I felt so sad watching this shit in real time. Niggas came back, bro. They was down by like 100. Motherfucker turned 31 and 18. Fuck.
The 2025 Optic Texas Team Pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this vinyl proving your membership in the Alien Task Force. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Next time you boot up, suit up.
The World Series of Warzone!
Yeah.
It has been months of just competition building. What team is the best in the world?
World Series of Warzone is back in 2025, ladies and gentlemen, with $1 million on the line.
Damn about
you can
World
expect the
and
competition to
Warzone.
reach all new heights. Joining us here on the desk to break down the brand new announcement, we have Merc and Maven, legendary Warzone casters, and one of the greatest hosts and casters of all time, Alex the Ross Boss. What are you going to do on World Series of Warzone?
I don't know yet, Chris. I'll see and I'll have a think
we'll
about
see.
it, and then overnight I'll decide the morning before. How about that?
I like that call. I'm hoping to be there with you guys as well. Let's take a look, though, at what went down last year, Joe, because it was insane. Some very exciting moments, some pop-off performances went down.
Absolutely, yeah, in Vegas. It looked like a great time. Yeah, I wasn't there, but it looked, it looked
Neither was I,
awesome.
Joe.
It looked awesome. Is this the one Falcons won?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're winning everything, bro.
Dominated.
I mean, you get another $1 million up. You talk about EWC, like these guys are going to be retiring real young. If Soka, Shifty, Biffle can keep it rolling. We just casted them recently, obviously, in an event, and I think they got second and half. They're insane, especially when it comes to gas. They're stacking dollars at this point.
Yeah, they won EWC. They're the fan favorites right now. They are the final boss with some of the best in-game leader work done there by Hisoka, and then of course Biffle and Shifty doing the slang. They raised the trophy at the end of World Series of Warzone 2024. Who will battle them this year? There's been some fresh competition, and I know you guys just casted one for Nade Shot. Any stars to look out for, Merc?
It was a lot of the same names.
Same guys.
Yeah, a lot of the same guys. Like, you know, Aiden and the boys ended up winning it, but we got the in-game open. It's starting June 20th to 22nd, so ample opportunity to get involved. And yeah, who can take down the final bosses? Because those guys, honestly, their consistency defies all logic. We talk about the it's absurd.
So Miles, if we're trying to put together the best talent Warzone squad, it's you.
It's not Study.
It's me.
It's not Study.
Who are we putting in that third spot? Chance, right?
I mean, Chance is fine.
Yeah.
I'd put Clint in there.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
saying
just
there.
snipe, bro.
Between the three of us, full plates all the time. We're going to be stocked up on ammo. We're going to have tons of cash. We're doing all of the
We're going to set up
objectives.
Joe to drop 40.
But at the same time, I feel like there's enough ADHD on that team to get lost at any
Alla pascia la polita tale,
For now, though, we've got to turn your attention back to the CDL because we've got matches galore, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Friday over on Bravo. Miami was up 2-0. It was a game 3. I have a feeling Minnesota might be entering this elimination bracket sooner than they planned.
Well, that's worst case scenario, because like if Optic are able to win this next series, bro, like what? That's a guaranteed top 6. Rocker would have to make a run all the way to a third place finish. That's assuming Optic can get double bop. So like this is looking like a 3-0 to Heretics, and Rocker are in trouble. It was already a difficult run. It's not impossible, but it is certainly improbable.
And Merc, this is the first time we've had 2 streams all season. So break it down for the fans at home. What are they missing out here if they don't have 2 windows open?
Yeah, it's just today. It's just Friday. But you know what? Open up the Alpha stream. Click on the Call of Duty lead. There should be another one that says Bravo. Pop that open. You can watch both games at the same time. We'll do our best here on main to keep you updated. But yeah, today we got a whole bunch of games going on. We have 5 on main, 4 on Bravo.
All right, Real dropped +10 to win them the first game of Respawn. That was Hardpoint. Now back on Vault. He's about to drop 30 and 18. A minute 20 to go. This one is looking all but over, Miles.
This is a heartbreaker, man, for Minnesota Rocker. We really needed to see them find that sort of special run towards champs, just like we saw the subliners do in Vanguard. I mean, there is a specific scenario where they can catch up to Optic. They can take that 8th place spot, but it ain't happening here, man. This just makes everything so much harder for them.
As soon as they lost the map 1, they were in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, that is where Rocker were going to win this matchup. Heretics have not been the strongest hardpoint team. Rocker had been a very good hardpoint team. Once they lost that, it was done. It was done.
And this guy, I mean, he talked about it like at Major 3, he didn't love his his personal gameplay, he's back to just dominating.
Real, one of the best sophomore seasons we have seen in the CDL, as he and the Heretics are holding strong with the #1 seed. Their reward, you get LA Thieves, a Major 3 champs and winners bracket round 2. This is a spicy bracket, and we are getting in to our lower half of that winners bracket. It's Optic versus Ultra on the main stage next.
Yeah, it should be a great one, right? Obviously, the Optic fans are fired up. Merc is in the lineup, right? Sort of the young talent that he is, and then Ultra. I don't know. We've had this question mark all year. Can they finally break into like the top 2, top 3?
You can't be calling him Merc. It's got to be Mercury.
Yeah, it felt weird. It felt weird. It felt really weird. I almost threw up. Yeah.
That sounded so awful.
Merc with a C, disgusting.
You guys can fight him here for the name right now, like on main stage.
Well, Methods
one-on-one gladiator
did
battle.
that against the coach of Miami, lost it, and then never changed his name. So you can just call him Methods. Let's take a look here at Optic Texas, though, because they have had their ups, they've had their downs. They have not had a top 6 finish here in 2025. What's going on?
Well, that's just that. Ups and downs, right? Just feels like, well, fundamentally, first of all, the roster, lots of in and outs, right? Just really having a set 4 and then comfortable 4 in their positions. Now you finally have that with Mercury's Flex.
On the other side, you got Toronto Ultra, who's been to back-to-back podium placements. They're wearing bronze twice with Mercury's as a fill-in. Some of the best comms in the game, that was highlighted down in Miami.
And crazy enough to talk about, the roster moves, Joe. Weirdly enough, this like strange incestuous situation that Mercury's finds himself in because of an unfortunate spot. All of a sudden, Mercury's becomes the hottest free agent on the market, and then Toronto have to let him go. He goes to Optic. Now you get a chance to go back against the one. The last time they played 3-0 online, it wasn't pretty. It was not nice. Ultra still, they typically turn up on LAN. This is a squad that have proven they can make solid runs, and they got the fire, baby.
I'm really surprised Toronto didn't just throw the bag at Mercury's to keep him off of Optic.
I don't think they needed the bag.
Make your competition a little bit easier.
I don't think they needed the bag at all. I think they probably could have offered him the spot, but they trust in Beans and Insight, and they're just hoping to turn it into a win.
Well, and let's not overreact yet. Like, yes, Optic beat them online. Can they do it here 100%? But this is the match that matters. Like, this is what matters. If they're able to beat them here, you're second guessing stuff 100%. That might be interesting if Ultra go down early in the series. You go down 0-1, you go down 0-2. Maybe the guys start thinking a little bit, but I think you have a mentally tough team. This should be a different matchup than it was online. It should.
It's going to be a great matchup, and we got our maps and modes locked and loaded. Let's dive into this best of 5 as we are here on Winners Bracket Round 1. First to 3 moves into your guaranteed top 8 finish.
Yeah, same exact set. The only difference is that Hacienda Search and Destroy is out, Dealership is in, which I think you're happy with if you're Optic, because I mean Ultra's Dealership's 1-5 on the year, and well with Mercury's in the lineup, I think they're 2-0.
And these hard points will be interesting because there's been 7 hard points that have gone to time on the year. Ultra and Optic are part of like 5 of them. You're playing the 2 maps that it happens on, Vault and Red Card. So I would be shocked if you're coming down to the play clock.
Again, and it's Vault as well. Every single time. Ultra have got like 3 Vaults in a row now where they have had those like photo finishes. And it's going to be the same case today. No doubt about it. This series is going to roll.
All right, it's time for your Scuff Pick'ems. Rosalie is not on the table. Do we have her answer? She's my threat when it comes to the race. I'm going to go ahead and lock in the team that has the higher seed, Toronto Ultra. They've been to back-to-back championship Sundays. You do it through the winners bracket. I think they start there with a win today.
I want to have a fun event, Let's just switch it up a little bit. Let's see Optic phase in winners round 2. I'm going to go with Optic today.
Going Optic Texas is Merc.
I picked Optic on Sunday. They'll beat them 3-0. I'm sticking with Optic. Let's see if they can make a run.
Optic Texas.
I want a dramatic finish for 8th seed. I want Toronto.
Storyline guy.
Storyline guy.
Storylines, keep them alive. Remember, Cloud9 got to get through phase, but right now, Optic trying to get through the Ultra. We go to the stage with Guy Blaze.
Oh, man, Chris, this is going to be a banger. Dreamhack, you guys ready to go? Got a lot of great matchups today and plenty of storylines, but this next series is about to be insane. So, arise, Green Wall, because here comes the hometown heroes, Optic Texas. Who? Shotzi, Mercules, and Dashy. Ready to do it for the Green Wall. Optic Texas is here.
Always perform in front of the Green Wall. They don't necessarily need a top performance in Texas, but a win here makes their champs life a whole lot easier. It's time for a breather. Can they get the 3-0?
It's time to find out if they can get it done. So without further ado, let's bring out the boys from the north.
that so sorely want to win.
To get one back against their green opponents, Ultra, will they be full of beans or will they be empty stomachs going into this matchup? Will they play spoiler to that run towards champs for Optic? We'll find out. Let's get it on, Blaze!
You know that those boys want to play Villain Miles, and I am so ready to see how the story turns out. But Texas, let's get this one going. Mert, Maven, let's go.
Let's talk about the story. We've got storylines all over the place, whether it is the Battle for 8th place, when you talk about champs, whether it is Mercules versus former roster with Toronto Ultra. All sorts of stuff going on this weekend. It is going to be a blast. Excited to see how this plays out. I mean, we just had it Sunday.
Yeah, it should be great. Well, it was a 4-point hard point, right? The Hacienda Search and Destroy isn't in. It's out now. The control is a big one because that is where Optic's probably biggest improvement has been. They're undefeated throughout this stage at 5-0. And when you look at the head-to-head, that is the map and mode that Ultra have dominated. They're 4-1 on the year versus Optic. So, like, if you start to lose that, then that is where the problems will get going.
Well, this Optic Texas roster has struggled on land this year, or really just struggled, I mean, outside of really your opening qualifier stretch of matches. It has been all over the place. Looking to find some consistency. You find great improvements with Mercules. Yes, a couple of tough Game 5 losses, but your control gameplay has been fantastic. He's been terrific there. Can he be the backbone of this team? Because, I mean, the question is, I mean, especially with players like Hook in the roster, like he'll put up insane performances online. He can be a great LAN player, but will he match what he had? Like, for instance, map 1 in that 3-0, dropped 41. Can he replicate that? Now, does he need to? No, but, like, the game plays differently when you're not getting 41 out of it.
No, that's just it. Yeah, that's been the question, right? You have your SMGs, a couple of good online splits, but bringing it here now to the majors. Seen them do it before in their career, but not much this year.
Let's get it going. Chance Stark in the venue. It is early here at Major 4 at Dreamhack. It is the final stretch of the 2025 CDL season. Teams trying to make some noise, but Optic just trying to make this year maybe end on a positive note. It has been catastrophic when you compare it to last year. But is there time to turn it around? I mean, you can get a win here, somehow maybe a win at Champs, somehow at EWC, something positive out of this. That's a win, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a hope, right, with Mercules in the lineup. They see the potential. It's just, is there enough time to bring it all together? Maybe they'll be looking at champs for that moment.
Well, you gotta qualify.
But it starts here.
They gotta qualify, but a win here would be huge. So much pressure on Rocker and Cloud9. They could already be guaranteed top 6 with a victory in this round 1, but right into the fray on Vault. They just played this on Sunday. Goes down to the clock. Well, like a 20-point game. It's an insane one, but off the rip, it is all Optic Texas. P1 control early.
And this has been the problem with Ultra, right? They've had some maps that have slipped at this stage. 0-2 on Vault Hardpoint throughout this stage. Been a good one for them throughout the year. It hasn't been the same Ultra that we really started to see in Stage 3 qualifiers.
No, I know. I mean, before what went down with like Beans and the Beast, I know they made a run to top 3, but they were one of our favorites going into Major. It's not like the favorite. The form they were playing at. They would have been, what, 1 or 2 for you, probably going into Major 3. Still, you'll take a 3rd place finish with Mercules, but they're trying to get back to what they are able to do, show that they are a top contender to maybe win an event, and not just be looking at a bronze.
Yeah, on this rotation now, both teams, you had 16 for Optic, 13 for Ultra, but on rotation towards first P2, you had that close spawn if you are Kleenex, but a couple of players around the hill are ready for Optic. Dashy gonna get traded out, and there's one player towards the back. That is Mercules just playing his life, but Jodeci is with a big trade.
The trades are on point for Ultra. They've got numbers here for a moment. Hook, though, a chance to play spoiler. Gets it done with a pistol, a little slide and dive in. The Omni movement's on, and Optic Texas are in. Lead change looming if they can hold. They'll lose a player on the next push that comes in from Ultra. Mercules just trying to play his life. Trophy out for coverage, utility to use, and relying on his teammates to buy him some space. Shotzi doing exactly that. Taking fights deeper out palm side. But you lose your player inside of the point, so this is where you see the play clock start to tick. But a spawn out now for Optic.
Yeah, and this is what they want. There's only 15 seconds left, so they're going to take these free P3 and P4 spawns all day. You have to find Beans, though. He's starting to lurch up the road. Shotzi going to play his life. So you'll take this if you are Optic. Now you're in a great position on our next 2 hills.
In a great spot, but can they hold? I mean, this is a long P3 where you have to be focused on multiple things. You don't want Ultra to just, put up 50 seconds on the P3. A split spawn is going to come in for Optic Texas. Now everybody forward for Ultra. Are they going to pick this up? They've got no idea. Insight going to be shot in the back. Maybe a little too forward for Ultra. if you know, I mean, that's what you're trying to get done, but you want to push off of that. If you can't find an opening to get the kills and spawn everybody out, but instead might end up falling apart. You're going to lose the time at P3, and Optic are still holding.
Yeah, I just don't even know if they were like ready for that, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
The splits come in, and they just don't know. They were soaking up a lot of time. But you see on the mini-map, down low, Beans, Joe Deceive starting to make some plays, but it's all Dashy and Hook. All the ARs are out, and well, this is what we were talking about if you are Optic, setting up this P4.
The splits bomb breaks up the P3, and now can you get a great hold at the P4? Hook wins a massive one-on-one to get out at 9 and 5. Remember, he dropped 41 in the ball hardpoint map 1 last time they faced off. He'll be super soaking inside. He's got the help there, and still cutting it out through mid will be Dashy. And he's got a chance to disrupt this. We'll see how it influences spawns for now. There's a one-on-one going to be at the hard point, though. It's going to be on Hook to clutch up again if he's able to do it. Battling against Kleenex. We hop over to him, Hook, able to win another big one as he gets out for 3 straight.
And I like this, right? Pulling out the 4th AR. I mean, we see that often, but especially to him, right? I feel like that'll just naturally slow him down. Allow the game to come to him. That's why he's sitting at 11 and 5. And well, we saw the spawn out at the end of P2. We know that's where the payoff could happen. You're able to cash in here, and that's exactly what Optic are doing. Now their biggest lead.
The lead just keeps on growing. You have absolutely won it through the first set of hard points. This doesn't look to be one that's going to be going to the clay block. It's been a lot cleaner. Shotzzy now on 6 straight. Close to maybe earning a Hellstorm. We'll see if he's able to lock that in just behind the objective points, or if he'll need to get one more kill as he battles towards the P1. Still spawning out Old will be Optic. Now Ultra have got to hit another gear. If they're down 60, time to fight back.
And you see Joe Deceive's a slow start. You know, when you saw stage 3 qualifiers, really what it was the sub-duo that was setting them up, that was putting them on, but you haven't had that same success throughout this stage from Kleenex and Joe. So can they continue to bring it while you're looking at Joe Deceive to step up here?
Well, Hook already invests 1 Hellstorm, and you earn another now on Shotzzy. Streak to 7. Optic are streaking and dominating. Hoping we have some fights here early today, like the last series. Well, the first 2 series at Alpha and Bravo, absolute blowouts. Optic looking to blow them out, but a break back in for Toronto Ultra. Can they be better this time at the P2? But there's still 20 seconds remaining. Most of Optic coming off the spawn and trying to fight back, but it's going to be a triple on the feed. Maybe a quad now for Hook. Has to pop the reload, but buying his teammates time to battle back at the point and fight for spawns.
Yeah, staying very patient. Mercules is going on a route. He's going to find one with this sub. There is a quick trade. Ultra need this to be a clean P2, but it might not be. You're going to have early pressure here and maybe some spawn outs. One's going to spawn back team P2. Joe Deceives is going to be out towards Palms, so he's got to fly to his team.
Here we go. Big moment in the P2. Shotzzy looking to open things up. Maybe it's a dead slide. Might be a little bit awkward, but he's got help there. Him and Mercules able to pinch. They have the back spawn, and it is perfect once again for Optic Texas. 60 points up. Have the advantage. They just need... Ultra got to avoid what happened last time. Like a late break in to spawn out for Texas, and they run away with the game. This is a crucial moment. Ultra have got to get something positive going here early.
Yeah, they got to bring up some of this time, right? Just that lead is just continuing to grow. And slaying-wise, they are just getting fried on the Ultra side. And well, Hoop 20 and 8, also making the heads-up play, going on this long route. Now can set his team up, spawn out Ultra. Beans is going to spawn deep, though, so still in play. But the rest of Ultra already out of this.
We were wondering if Hook could replicate his online performance. He's doing just that. Put up 41, already on 21. Up 50 is Optic Texas, and dominating. They're in control of the P3, and they're trying to hold. Let's go to Elicit him with Optic Texas.
What's been also?
Top bar in time. Top bar in time.
Stay down. Watch your mid. They can be mid. They can be mid.
No, we're not. I have a Joe. Get my mid.
Pop, going you. First guy, Joe. Joe's going you.
Top bar beats.
He might
top bar, one shot. Dead.
behind us.
I killed the guy.
Yeah, top ammo inside. He's got time.
Nice. Just keep going.
Yeah, I spawned there.
Wait, one guy should be art though. One guy should be art.
Recon guy.
Watch it, Con didn't push you. Yeah.
Nothing top art. I killed top art.
Go single. 1 HP. Absolute art.
Time. One shot time. Beans.
Lower on me. Alright,
Beans really weak on time.
Hold
Make sure
this
you
shit,
hold these spawns. Yo, we're missing 2. They're out. They're there. Alright, last guy inside.
He's gonna be
He's
here.
somewhere. Inside Sir somewhere.
Yeah, he's deep art. Just don't even challenge. He's deep art.
Find this kid in.
I got him.
We spawned there. I have your right cross. Okay, get time. I have right cross.
Yo, he's already out front art.
Okay, I'm helping you. You could cross right.
He's really weak. Bottom art. Luna's fan.
Right, so he's trying to cross right, I think.
I have right.
Crossing right inside. I'm one shot.
I have it.
Okay, I'm staying down here. Top art was one shot.
Stay
down from right. Leave him. I'll see the top right. Yo, on the right. Backer. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. Watch his header. Outsider. Outer problems on me, dead. Watch out, Backer. Just 2 Backer. 1. Okay. I have your help. I'm back there. Yo, Cider in front. Cider in front. Team kill. Back there. Good, that's two. Further. He's showing off front. That guy with Jeep, by the way. Okay, top P4 as well. Yo, Inside's trying to get up left. I have right. Huge first kill. Make sure we block this. Probably like, yeah. Yo, he's outer T1. T2. Yo, I have all right. He wants to move. Yo, he's P2. T1 on P2. Just leave that. I think he hit the pool. He's on you. Yo, which guy? Top guy right now.
Comms are on point. It's another solid P4 for Optic Texas. Great stuff there. Pushed the lead out to 60, 70 points in control. But no, the listening was solid.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, who putting up the numbers he is, plus kind of being the vocal one. You love seeing that from him. But yeah, obviously it's working out. They have this 60-point lead. They control both P4s. And I'm just going to be honest, if you are Ultra, you're just getting kind of out fundamentaled right in your gameplay. You're going to just lose to this team because the talent didn't shine on through. That's exactly what is happening here.
100%. They have to be absolutely on point in the fundamentals. You are not wrong there. And you think about a P2, a map 2 dealership that's going to be upcoming, which is 1 in 5 for Ultra. This is a very important map for Ultra. Otherwise, you might be seeing the same thing that happened online. They might be getting 3-0 bopped right down to the loser's bracket, but they're starting to make a little bit of a rally, try to chip away at this lead. Some solid P2 time. If you get a nice hold here, if you can get 30, 40 seconds, limit what Optic's able to do, you're right back in the fight. You can make a late run. And, well, that's kind of been the recipe for Ultra or Optic wins on this particular map.
Yeah, much better setup here early. You still have this streak, though, I believe, on Shotzzy. So probably going to have a missile trying to land on your face. And, yeah, laptop was out. Here we go. Everybody had to dodge the Hellstorm. He's going to connect with 1. You get some trades in the feed. Mercury's the first player forward, and Hoop with the shots, again with the AR. And that's all Optic wanted to do. Make this as messy as possible.
Yeah, just stop that comeback, that crazy run from happening for Ultra. Optic getting fired up. The streak leads to the hold. Hook is still piecing. He's on 31 and 21. Magnificent map out of him, but really you're getting an effort out of everybody on Optic Texas. Dashy trying to hold the line. It's a late effort now from Ultra.
Yeah, it's a break.
You got a break. You also are worried about spawns. I mean, you got 220 up now for Optic Texas. 30 for the victory. They are in the driver's seat by a wide margin.
Well, and that's just with the streaks too, right? Allow you this situation to happen. And yeah, you're going to be 20 points away. What are you going to do here if you are Ultra? You have to try to get this P3 time, try to flip spawns. It's possible, but it's just so difficult to do, especially with Shotzzy and top art.
So hard to do. It was the Hook show for most of it, but Shotzzy behind his 7 or 8 spree. He's in on the action too, about to push through that 30 kill mark. 15 needed for the win. We're out here from Dashy as he is beaming. Some nice tags in from Beans, and Nade might finish off Dashy, but he's able to avoid that, and his teammates are picking up the kills. Any seconds they get here at P3. This is incredible. You've got spawns for next. You're making sure Ultra can't get in. A triple from Insight. Could it possibly be the difference? But they've got to get the time and get the flip. Optic just giving them nothing.
Yeah, giving them nothing right now. Yeah, staying very patient, making sure you always have one player hard side. There is some forward pressure now. That's going to be Kleenex. AR out. Keep it inside on the hill. He's going to make a play. Wow, he actually gets a spawn. Dashy, I think he spawned out. Ordro's on route, and so he's going to influence this. This could get a little messy. You still have Shotzzy. Play in safety, but a chance here for Ultra.
This is your chance. 9 seconds needed for Optic to
have to find Shotzzy.
They've got to deal with Shotzzy. He's the guy missing. He gets 1 kill, and now they're trying to isolate him. Shotzzy doing what he does best, just trying to finesse, buy time for his teammates to get back in.
And Hook's going to get around as well. Yeah, Hook's going to get a kill on Beans. Well, Shotzzy plays his life, finds 1, continues to finesse around. Every second is money. The pistol is hidden. And well, Shotzzy going to secure map 1 for Optic.
A brilliant play there from Optic. Shotzzy, the lone man, gets some help from his teammates at the P4, but they're able to close it out. You saw on the minimap, it's starting to maybe build for Ultra, their chance to maybe make a run. But it feels like every opportunity, every golden opportunity for Ultra, whether it was a streak that shut it down, a crazy individual play from Optic, you never saw Ultra get into their prime setups, really. Like, that was really well played from Optic.
One time we did, they had a Hellstorm to deal with, right? That final P2. Like, finally you got something going if you were Ultra, but honestly, this is just going to be an individual stats difference, right? You just get outslayed so heavily if you are Ultra. Inside's the only player positive, -9 for Kleenex. again,
They got
Hoop, almost another 40 bomb.
It's almost a miracle as close as it was.
Yeah.
You have Hoop plus 16, plus 13 for Shotzi, and the other guy's right flirting around even. You wondered if Hoop would be able to replicate maybe what he did in the online series. He doesn't here. Hoop the nuke, pop it off on the main stage, and if you're getting performances like that out of him, it makes Hardpoint a whole hell of a lot easier. Yeah, got a little sketchy there.
Well, this was early, right, like stage 1 when they had Hook on the lineup with Kenny, why a lot of teams were getting rid of Vault versus this team, right, just due to him and Shotzi's potential on this map.
Yeah,
so we'll see if they continue to see this, right, as the vetoes come on in throughout the different rounds. But what I'd love to see on Optic is, like, both of these guys are pulling out ARs and slowing down. I feel like these two, when they got to land at times, they would overchow, try to play a little bit too quick. Just seeing them, let the game come to them, not make any mistakes.
And I feel like some of the really unreal wins from Ultra here, like Joe Deceives has had monster performances. A lot of times, like a Subinus, I think just all the AR presence and like a lot of the early setups and rotations you had for Optic Texas, like it was probably a nightmare for him. Just not finding openings, difficult gunfights.
If you don't have P4 spawns and you're a sub, like, you know what you're running into. It's hell.
Yeah,
like, just over and over and over again. But yeah, they got smoked.
Absolutely smoked. I think Shotzi's face there at the end tells you everything. He's feeling himself. He had several Hellstorms earned throughout it for Optic. And this is the potential of this Optic team. Like, we know that the talent can be there. Can they start to click? And you hope a player like Hercules, who seems to be really disciplined, good vocally in the comms, the skill ceiling is there. What a piece this has been for him. Yeah, I mean, it has been such a blessing.
Yeah, and I don't know if, like, him filling in for Ultra and, like, getting a T3 just gives him that confidence, or
sure
that's just the way he is.
It can't hurt.
But, like, in terms of joining an Optic lineup, right, there's immediate pressure, but it just feels like he's not worried about that at all, right? He's playing his game. This is what they want him to do, and he has made such a big impact.
100%. Now, you think maybe if it would get to him a little bit, like, how you come in, you get, like, what, a tough map 5 loss to Breach right away, well, you lose to LAG. But he seems to be, I don't know, what word would you use for like such a young player? It just seems to be unfazed. Like,
unfazed, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of uncommon.
No, it is. Again, I think this is why.
Well, especially when you play for Optic.
Like, yeah, exactly. And that's why they don't normally go with a lot of the young talent.
Yeah. No, it is an insane amount of pressure. And yeah, I heard an interview with Scump where he's like trying to give advice. And listen, a litany of players there that can talk to him about ways to approach this mentally. Just can't let fans get to you. Prove it on land. So far, so good as they get the map 1 victory. And now you go to one of Ultra's worst search and destroys. I mean, they can be a very good search and destroy team at times, but like Dealership, not a good one for them.
Yeah, this is all because they played Hacienda online. Hacienda, that was another go-to for Optic, has been all year. Yeah. So you're like, maybe let's
that was
not
like a 6-4?
do this. Yeah, 6-4. So you don't opt for the Hasi, you go for Dealership. And one thing we've talked about Ultra in the past, really throughout all of the CDL, was sort of their land preparation. And the big thing is search and destroy. We'll see if they can prep today.
They got to be prepped. They got to be dialed because you were trying to bounce it back and tie this one up at 1-1. But you see the Lanimal, Shotzi, even though you haven't had the results for the team, when you talk about S&D on land, he has been terrific. We'll see if he can have that impact here for them. Because you can't take too much from this stat since, like, you haven't really made any runs at tournaments. You've been playing not maybe not the stiffest competition because you've only made it, what, like, you're losing round 1, or there hasn't been like tough matchups really against like some of the top teams. So that needs to be shown here in this matchup and as you get deeper into a tournament.
Yeah, but it just shows the type of player that he is, right? When he finds an opening, if you are Ultra, you can't allow him to find that. On Dealership, a little bit tough to do. But what we see from
you
Optic,
could be that mid-map Reaper.
No, that's what I was gonna say, right? We've seen a lot of creativity out of Optic on this map, their wall-based spots, and really setting up shots even through the middle of the map.
Yeah, no, he was definitely teaching in some of those search rounds.
Him and Hook, yeah.
Map 2 now is Optic Texas on offense, look to increase their advantage in this series. Throwing some utility out mid-map, trying to keep Ultra honest, showing a presence over here towards A, just hoping to maybe over-rotate Ultra and then capitalize on B. Nades hit though, Hoop tagged up and weak, so they'll wait a second here. And for the most part, you've kind of held your ground if you're Ultra. No big rotations coming in yet. Insight going to be a key player over towards A as he's playing kind of back courtyard. And, well, that is the exact thing that can happen. You see players like Insight, Abuza, find angles there, Celium, and just line you up.
Well, now you have Mercury's able to push on up. Number 4, though, Kleenex should be there to help him. But the time, you don't expect two to try to solo push up the street. But as I said, Kleenex was right there. Isn't going to find the last bullet to take him down. And now on rotation, Optic starting to move towards A. And well, Mercury's versus Beans. The shots were right there.
He is shooting. Beans is really pushed forward here. And he's going to get dropped. Thought maybe find an opener. Kleenex though back into the vent. Able to get one. Finesse for now. Hook on the bomb. He's got cover here from Hercules. You're going to spot it though if you are Kleenex. Down to a 1 versus 1. Able to get out. Bomb planted. Kleenex. Hook for the round 1.
They just thought he was going to run away, right? Like Mercules is sort of shouldering that. He ends up getting caught. 30 seconds to go.
Why are there so many insane plays from the vent, bro?
Always.
Seems to be the easiest spot to deal with. Sometimes it is just not. Hook though. Hitting the shots. Winning the 1v1 off the monster map number 1. Hook dialed.
And I don't know if it's just a timing thing, if he hears a slide, whatever it is, but Hook just pops up right at as soon as Kleenex gets near that bomb, able to win the shots. But that is all, just Mercules finding that on the insight, and them, well, being able to play his life. Beans gets nothing in that corner. Dashy was able to spot him. So good stuff there from Optic, down in a 3 versus 4.
Yeah, incredible play for you. You're right, because like, Insight's just not expecting that at all. Just laced from behind after getting a fantastic first blood for Ultra. Ultra just want to hit it. They're not showing anything towards B. They're just flying out towards this A site, trying to catch one early. Mercules, though, able to get away. We'll see if the vert nades are going to connect. Big gunfight win there from Kleenex, not allowing any funny business from the vent, and he's just going to slide on through. Wrecking ball is Kleenex. Last up is Mercules, who scurried away early in the round. Best of luck in this 1v4.
Yeah, it's just Joe Deceives right next to him, right next to Kleenex, but you love to see the confidence out of the SMGs of Ultra sticking to their game plan. And yeah, maybe just deal with Kleenex inside of the vent, man. Don't let him get there.
Apparently he is the vent reaper. Poor Mercules, like just trying to get back to full HP and maybe have an actual chance to chow, but every time he tried to wiggle away, took more damage, never actually got to 100 HP to give himself a square one-on-one. Would have been so difficult to do, period, but incredible round there behind the aggressive play from Ultra. I'll see how things change now. If there's any early adaptations with Optic back to their offense.
Well, let's say it's just going to be an A hit, so it should just be on inside, just playing his life. You do have Kleenex event again. Shots going to open that up. He's just going to go for it with the slide, but doesn't matter. The Vent Reaper wins it again.
Yeah. Oh, that is Kleenex's vent. Oh, well, that's going to be painful for the Optic push. The team kill comes in as nade hits car hits human. Human goes bye-bye. 2 versus 2, though. Down to a 1 versus 2. Dashy, the man with the ice, not going to give opportunity to make the play. Gets shut down. That's back-to-back rounds for Ultra.
Yeah, you lose forward progress, and then obviously the car blowing up doesn't help you
It certainly does not.
Dashy almost brings it back with the shots, but yeah, the first blood there from Kleenex on a Shotzzy gives them everything that they need to secure the round.
So how do you improve your vent play on
Maybe
both
just
sides?
avoid it. Maybe try the other side of the map. I guess.
No, I'm sure they'll deal with him at some point. But 5 and 2 start for Kleenex. He has 2 first bloods through 3 rounds. It is Ultra with all 3 first bloods. They lead this 2-1. Optic need to try and improve in the opening. Granted, they got a round bringing it back to the 3 versus 4, which will always be possible, but they need to stop this trend, find some early kills.
Yeah, we might have, put a little stats curse there for Shotzzy, right? 0-3 right now, just trying to get going after showing off that graphic and what he's been doing on land.
Oh, hello there. Well, there you go. You talked him right back into it, Joe. Shotzzy does get traded out. Same can be said for Kleenex after he gets that trade. So numbers stay with Optic Texas. Bomb planted, though. Insight and Beans. Uriel is trying to hold this off in the 2v3. Optic Texas flying together.
I say they're clearing this, so they're going to have an idea of what Optic are doing. They're not going to retake from their side. It's just that they go from middle, so they go all the way through here. And, well, Hook and Mercules and Dash, they're pretty split, so it's a 2-1 split right now here for Optic.
Yeah, I mean, Insight should have got a ton of info. That shot's in from Beans. He's actually able to get a kill after the tags into Hook. Hook sends it. Beans gets another one. That is ludicrous for Beans, but it's a 1 versus 1. Mercules, Beans, 10 seconds to go. Beans plays it beautifully. Beans takes the round. What a magnificent play from Beans at the back shack. He's enjoying that one.
Yeah, now you're getting individual moments from Kleenex. Now you're getting it from Beans. Hopefully some momentum to keep it going here for Ultra. But yeah, beautiful stuff in the 2 versus 3. And I just think the fact that they take the risk and push on forward gives them so much info on what Optic are doing. And then they just have to try to find you. And well, not able to get the trade on the Beans, right? You have sort of a 2-1 split. It turns into 2 1-on-1s. That is not what you want if you're Optic.
And Beans has had some brilliant like doubles, triples lately in Search and Destroy. Western here, well, not here as much, but Rewind. Even some moments here where they've lost, he's had some terrific plays. He's on 5 straight after dying first. It's been nothing but glory for Beans. See if he can work forward for a streak. Shotzi's either been caught early or finding the first blood in the last round. Carr in play. And he'll just basically stop this push towards B. This looks similar to the round 1. Out of Optic, Texas, where he had a bit of a 2-2 split.
Well, they're just in the middle, right? They were trying to figure out where they wanted to go. Kleenex is going to spot that.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. Going to play his life. But that does back up Ultra. Now, do they want to take a risk up the A street? Could have early pressure towards Shotzi.
We'll see how it develops for Ultra on the A side, but it will be B-side control for Optic Texas. Plant getting in, looking like a 4-on-4 retake, but yeah, Shotzi is going to be
He's
crucial.
all the way back
He's
there.
so far deep.
Can we see where he is right now? Well, he's going to get a first blood. Insight trying to trade, and well, it's so difficult to trade that man. Not to expect a second, though. 3 versus 3. You still have to retake if you're Ultra.
Yeah, not a ton of time. It is ticking here quickly. Under 30 seconds to go. Joe Deceives gets some info, gets some tags. That's going to be the go for Beans to fly on board. He's going to lose that fight, though. Dashy not able to change to a second. Trade is in. Now 2 versus 2. Time ticking. 15 seconds now to work with. Now to another 1 versus 1. Info on the player. Joe Deceives trying to dance. How fast can he dance? Chasing it down. No time to get back to it. Hook. Shoulders for the win.
Again, just another great play out of Hook. Very disciplined from him. Just takes his time, plays his life. His teammates are letting him know 1 more second. Gets very close if you are Joe Deceives, but just not able to find him. Shoulders on point.
Yeah, and you thought it might come to time when you think about it, like that first engagement, with Shotzi on the flank goes down. There's like, 30 seconds left really at that point, or 22.5 to actually work with for Ultra. And they still had a lot of map to actually cover. Honestly, a great retake, just needed a few more seconds.
Yeah, and I think, the first one from Dashy on a Bean just really slows things down, right? Because you're hoping Beans can help out Joe Deceives, but that never happens.
And after Shotzi struggles, he is 2-5, but he's got back-to-back first bloods for Optic and starting to maybe be the difference in some of these rounds. Aggressive from Ultra towards A, but now quickly wrapping it out, and while Bomb has been this side. Mercules will be the first to get an angle here from the back shack where we saw Beans make the incredible play.
Well, if they wrap back towards A, and that's going to be the play call, this could be down to Hook. You see him. They had a lot of early A aggression from Optic, but they left Hook inside of office. You have to find him quickly, and well, you do not. Where is the trade? Not there. The man is locking it down himself.
You got to trade that out. 16 HP, and he turns that into 2. Unbelievable. From Hook the Nuke. The clutch in the last round calls game here early in the next. Hell of a series out of him so far.
Yeah, a couple rounds in a row now for Optic, but that was all off the early A aggression. Then you leave him in there. We've seen a little bit from teams from time to time, but then you have to find that player. But as you said, he's 16 HP. You just get caught sprinting on the slide here if you're Insight.
And it's just, he repositions. You think he's in the corner. It's a great play from Hook, but that has to be traded. It's just got to be traded. I know you die quickly in Call of Duty, but he's a bull. It's got to be traded. And I'm sure the timing was probably just sick for him. He just is trying to slide and catch him in the corner. Not trying to discredit the play from Hook, but it's just got to be a trade. 3-3 now. Lone man on the offsite is Dashy for now. Insight looking real active. He's trying to get back to Courtyard. He got a pick early in this game. But Mercules able to get forward.
Now you gotta dodge all these nades.
Yeah, best of luck. Insight gets back in the Courtyard. The nades hit. Mercules gonna get caught. That's one where you're hoping to get a clean kill and maybe get away with your life. Just not able to find the kill. Well, or extend his life. So blood to Ultra.
Still gonna have to retake though. Bomb being planted.
I'm not not sure what you have left utility-wise.
Yeah, maybe some stunts, because I think you threw all your nades to find that one kill.
Hook finding an opening. Shotzzy gets one as well. Suddenly you've got numbers. Pressure on inside. Bean's going to try to make the play in through vent. He's going to get caught. It's all going to be on inside. And Shotzzy shuts it down. They bring it back again in the 3 versus 4. That is, what, 3 straight rounds advantage. Now to Optic.
And yeah, you have the numbers, but again, you threw all your nades so early in that round to find the first blood. If you have nothing left, these are still tough gunfights on these cars. You can see that right there from Shotzi's POV, but these are kind of the rounds we're talking about with Ultra right now, man. Just some of the fundamentals. This is something they normally thrive in.
They do. And definition of a team effort right now for Optic. Every single player 5 and 5. First blood-wise, they brought it back after going down early in that regard. 3-4 advantage still to Ultra, but round count advantage to Optic Texas. Can they extend this?